Hello and welcome to the Budget Tea. I am Tanya. I am a 56-year-old hybrid budgeter and cash stuffer. And so today I'm just going to do a little bit of budgeting and talk about my no spend October, my meal planning, and how I get to the variable amounts that I'm going to spend, how I get there, because I need to go to the bank. And so I need to figure out how much money I need to spend. So this is my no spend October sheet. And if you've seen my previous videos, you remember that I spilled some protein on it, but we're still using it. Everything is fine. So this is a Budget Mom sheet that she used to have on her website. I think it's still there, but I have not checked lately. So there are some rules. There are some exceptions. We're doing it for the month of October, obviously. And then we have this wheel here. So how I use this sheet is I come up with my rules. So first is no online spending. Okay, so I need to just stay up. If you heard my stomach growl, I'm really sorry. I'm hungry. No online spending. So I really need to stay off social media because it will get me. I have to be really careful because I'm like, oh, I need that. I want that. I don't need it, right? And if I go to the store, no impulse spending. So they always get me with the chips and the things at the end of the aisle. They always get me. And no alcohol purchases. So if I go out, lunch with a friend, something like that, then there's no mimosas, nothing like that. It's, water or tea. There are some exceptions though. I need some snacks because I'm going on a quote retreat this month. So I'm going to allow myself to purchase snacks. I'm not going to be at a retreat and I have snacks. Plus we get snacks to share with others as well. So, hair appointment, which I already had done. So I need to make sure I factor that in. Brunch besties. So for the lunch, one of the lunches that I'm going to do this month is going to be an actual luncheon at my house. But the rest, if I'm going out, it will be rollover money that I'm going to use. I am buying that Jones Road 5.0 kit. I think I'm going to get the cheeky. I really want to get both, but I'm not going to be crazy. So I'm going to use rollover money for that as well. And then I need to pay the passport fee because I need to renew my passport. So how I do this, and I think how she does it, is for every day that I don't spend money, I get to color it in the day. So I'll color them different colors, right? Then on a day that I do spend money, I write the amount that I spent in here. So like $93.22 or $4.96 or $2. Now, of course, this does not count. Of course, you got to pay your bills. Of course, you got to buy groceries. Of course, you got to do the stuff that you already plan to do. But this is for extra spending out of your budget, cash flowing things. So this is like a very strict month. And then I recommend to people that have not yet saved for Christmas that whatever they can save with no spend October and whatever they have that they can cash flow, that be their Christmas budget, and not to go over that. So that's my challenge too. So why I have the meal plan out is because, so I have no alcohol purchase, right? But here I have bacon and mushroom risotto. So to make the risotto, I use half wine, half chicken broth, but I have the wine already. So it will be no problem to make the risotto. I have 2 half bottles of, I like to use the Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc for my risotto. And they do sell that in the smaller half size bottles. So that's enough to make the risotto and to have just one little perfect glass of wine while I'm cooking. So that is what I'm going to do there. So here's my main October meal plan. Of course, there will be other food in between, other things that I make, but this is the main bulk of the meal plan for October. So we're going to do Swedish meatballs. That's tonight with mashed potatoes and succotash, lasagna soup, nacho business nachos, sausage braid with a salad, sausage. So this would be like smoked sausage, mashed potatoes and sauerkraut, shepherd's pie, ribeye, zucchini, and bacon mushroom risotto, princess pasta. That's the it's my take on the Meghan Markle zucchini pasta. I think she calls it filthy sexy mush. I think is what she calls it. Salmon patties, and with the salmon patties, I'm not sure what I'll have with those yet. Either cheese grits, fried potatoes, French fries. It doesn't matter. I have plenty of stuff that we can make with salmon patties. And then I am having a luncheon, and so at the luncheon at my house, we're gonna have BLTs with avocado, of course. I'm gonna make a homemade tomato basil soup, grilled cheese croutons, peach cobbler with ice cream, apple cider mimosas, and I already have that wine, and it's already in the refrigerator right now, and harvest tea. So this is kind of my main meal plan, and then so I have like basically 2 big meals for each week, and then I'll just add in a meal or whatever when I go to the grocery store if I need to. So that is how that is working. And then normally what I do is I'll fold this in half. This paper here, I'll fold it in half. I'll check out my pantry I'll make my grocery list on this side. If you do it like this, you can just save your meal plans. You don't have to put a month or whatever. You can just save them. You can just reuse them, so you don't have to think about what am I going to have this month. Once you get 6 or 7 of these, 8 of these with the main things that you make. I also, in my notes section on my phone, have a list of all of the things that I cook and make, especially like I have the main dishes. I also have a whole section on soups. So that's how this usually works. Okay, so I'm going to just stick this back in here, and then we're going to talk about how I get to my variable. I haven't even looked at my budget so for today, so if it seems crazy, just bear with me. I haven't even looked at it. So welcome to October. I hope everyone is excited for October. I'm going to stick this meal plan right here in the front. I love having the, excuse me, I love having the rings. These are a little bit big now that I've taken a lot of it out, so I think that I might be able to go down in ring size, but we'll see. Just here. All right, so get this out. Okay, so this is my budget calendar. Remember that every single thing that you have going on in a month should be on your budget calendar. So on here, I have hair appointments, I have allergy appointments, I have medical appointments because I have to get the Botox for my migraines in my head and neck. We got organization day at work, and I had to pay for lunch. So we're having a chili cook-off, so I need to make sure I need to add chili, because when I make chili at home for work chili cook-off, that'll be dinner that night as well for me at home. I'll just take half of it in. This will be my brunch, my luncheon day there. And so everything that you have to do should be on here, so that when you make your variable spending, you can add these things in, okay? So I made my goals. So my goals are monthly money goals, no spend October, period, right? I need to stick with that. So I have some dates. I'm dog sitting. I have a retreat to go to. We have organization day. This is the indigenous people's country, although we only celebrate the day. Never mind. I won't even start on that. So indigenous people's day. I have some appointments. I have nail appointment. I have shots. Those are allergy shots again. My brother's birthday. More allergy shots. I get them every week. And then I have a dermatologist appointment. Things I need to do. So this is kind of like a home list. So sometimes this is like things I need to clean, things I need to deep clean, organize, whatever. For this one, I need to pack for retreat, and I need to organize my sewing space. My sewing space has changed a little bit, so I need to organize that and have it exactly like I want it. I need to reset my bedroom and my closet. I need to reset both my small cabinet pantry and my I call it outdoors, not outdoor, outside pantry that's outside of the pantry. So it's like an open shelving unit that has pantry staples on it. I need to renew my passport, schedule dental appointment, work on my November budget, January calendar, which just means like the stickers and setting it up, putting my work days on there, that kind of stuff. I need to deep clean my desk and do a reset. I noticed that when I did my last video, like I was kind of off of the screen, so I need to be careful with that. But I want to go ahead and I just take everything off my desk. I do a deep clean. I scrub it really good and wipe it down. Then I put everything back. So, and then I need to make my Thanksgiving menu. And we usually vote. So I give them options. So do you want collard greens or do you want cabbage? And so normally on Thanksgiving we have collard greens, and on Christmas we have cabbage. I also let them choose. So we always have chicken on Thanksgiving. I make whole chickens, but I also let them choose on Christmas. Do you want a roast? Do you want, chicken? Do you want turkey? Whatever. Most of us don't really like turkey that much, so chicken is fine. That's usually what we do. It looks like a turkey. It has the whole kind of vibe of a turkey, but here they do the whole chicken. So, and then again, here's my same exceptions from the actual page. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this out. I'm pulling it out so that get it over here out the way. I'm pulling it out so that when I put my variable expenses in here, that I can look at this and think about co-pays, things like that. So this is going to be for the month of October, and shame on me for not having this all the way set, because I already got paid. So these are just my regular bills, and then variable expenses will be, so I'm going to look at this first. So the first one is going to be retreat. Now I've already paid for the actual retreat itself. And it's a quilting retreat, so lots of quilting, sewing, crocheting, knitting, whatever, reading, whatever you want to do. Napping, I definitely try to get a nap in every day. So I need some money for retreat. I need to get there, get home, so that's gas. and then extra gas, right? So I need to consider that. And then I'm going to have to take some snacks and some drinks and stuff like that. We do have 3 meals a day provided for us there, but it's just kind of one regular meal. And so I don't eat fish. I do eat like salmon patties, like salmon in a can, and I do eat a McDonald's fish fillet sandwich, but that is literally the extent of the fish that I will eat. Otherwise, it's just too fishy for me. So um, if they have fish on Friday, right, I need to make sure that I have enough that I can eat. So I'll get, some protein bars and snacks, things like that. Okay. So I need money for retreat. And so just thinking about it, I probably will do $40. Just thinking about, the things that I know that I would want to get. So we'll just plan $40. I may not spend $40. We also bring something to share. So I may get a box of single packs of chips or Cheez-Its or fun size M&Ms, something like that, something to share so that other people can enjoy your snacks as well. So I'll just put 40 because that's my plan. I have some medical expenses, so I have co-pays. So I have 1, 2, 3. I need to schedule 4. I need to schedule 1 for this week. Oh, I'll be out of town. That's why. So I have 4 allergy shots. So that is going to be $60. Okay. I have a dermatology appointment, and that is going to be $35. So actually, I need to bump that up. We're going to go up because I think that's 35 is the copay. So we're going to bump this up to $100 for copays for medical. Okay. My brother's birthday. Okay, we got a chili cook-off. And then my normal groceries. So this was this actually came from Purple Glimmer Budgets. So thank you to Katie at Purple Glimmer Budgets for this cash breakdown sheet. But normally what I do is I do $1,300 out of the bank and for the month, for the entire month, and then this takes care of everything. What I've noticed though is that the way that I break down the $1,300 changes, right, depending on the month. So sometimes, pull one down. So sometimes, these are just like my little quick notes. So sometimes for food, I might give myself $850 for the month. But my food is not just food. So my food includes groceries, eating out. It also includes what normal people would call, or what normal, yes, because I'm not normal, what other people might call household expenses. So those are things like laundry detergent, trash bags, whatever it is that you need for the house, right? So I include that in my food budget just because it's just the easiest place for me to put it. And that way I'm not separating stuff because sometimes I'll pick something up if I'm at the store. So I don't have to separate, like add or change the receipts when I come back. So how I break down the $1,300 changes depending on the month, right? So sometimes this is how I get the bills out, but this is how much I usually get out to spend. So if we're going to go ahead and plan to get the $1,300 out, which is our normal amount, I'll just grab a sticky note right here. So if we got $1,300 out, and we do $800 for food, plus I'm having have the chili cook-off and the brunch, and I showed you the menu. So I think I should do $850 for food. So food is going to be $850. So we're not $1,300 minus $850 equals $450. So that gives us $450 left. So then my other categories are self-care and miscellaneous. Okay, so this is cash spending right here. And so since I have $450 left, I am going to do, I have a nail appointment on the 9th. I'll need another one. I'll get back. So I'll need another one, excuse me, on the 27th or so. So I'll have 2 of those. So this one will be just nails. This will be a mani and a pedi. So I'm going to do $180 for her tip and stuff. Then use this with 270. So 40 for the retreat. We're going to do 100 for miscellaneous. That's 170. Okay, so I was able to get it broken down. So we've got 850 to food. We've got 180 to self-care, 100 to miscellaneous. That is unplanned expenses that I have to take care of, right? For the retreat, 40 for the snacks, and then medical is 100. That leaves me 30, and I want to put that towards gas. Okay, so that is the plan for this money. So okay. So normally I do 200 in gas, so I'm going to do 230. So 30 will be cash, and the 200 will be cashless. So now to here gives me 13. This gas makes it 1500. Okay, so that is how much my variable plan is for the month. Now, I understand that everybody cannot do this, right? I understand that there have been times in my life where I didn't have money enough to get the groceries that we needed, right? So don't look at these numbers and think, oh gosh, she has all this money to spend on just variable stuff. So the other thing is that I have some money that I'm going to pull in from my sinking funds. So when I pull money in from my sinking funds, so I will pull in money for the retreat, and I will pull in money just to kind of help offset the cost of this, because it is a no spend month. And so I want to try to save as much as possible. So if I need to pull money in to make sure that I'm not spending more, so I just pull it from like a sinking fund. So just like, so the food, I have holiday food money because we do have Indigenous Peoples Day. So I could do that, pull in money for that dinner there. So just keep in mind that everybody is not going to look like this, and that is fine. This isn't comparison. This is just to show you my real life. And in showing you this, I'm hoping to motivate you to work on your real life, right? So how my paycheck, then I have my sinking funds in. Then I have, the other thing is that, I guess I didn't say this, my paycheck, by the time I do my tithes and all of these bills, it's not enough to cover all of this, right? So I pull money in from another account to cover all of this. And so, one of my other checks, so my work paycheck and then my retirement paycheck, right? So I might take some of my work paycheck to go here. So it's not just, it's all in flow. It's just maybe not all income. So it just depends. Then I got my tithing. Then I have my bills. So I am going to admit that I went a little crazy for my birthday last month, and I went to Ulta. And my mom was with me, my oldest daughter was with me, and I went a little Ulta crazy. So when I went to Ulta, how much I spent, it really was a big savings to apply for the Ulta card. So I did go ahead and apply for the Ulta card. I was approved for the Ulta card. I got the Ulta card. I paid for this purchase with my Ulta card, and then I paid it off immediately, right? As soon as I got the account number, I paid it off. So I will put the Ulta down here, but there is zero balance on that. It's already paid, right? I paid it because I cash flowed that, because I was going to buy it anyway, but it saved me quite a bit of money. because of my birthday and I had all these extra points. You know how Ulta gets you. And then I have my, let's see, we'll just start from the top. We got housing, we got KU, we got insurance. I used to have all this written down on a paper here, but we're just going to go back into September. So I can get them kind of in order. My investment goes here. I count that as a bill. It's not really a bill, of course. Okay. So, although I have, so these are my regular fixed bills, right? Fixed expenses every month. All these are pretty much the same. Gas, this is that 200, right? From down here. But I want to add it up here because I want to plan for that full 200 to come out. And if it doesn't, that's great. Because this is stuff I deal with mostly in cash. I also added up here. So I will just make a little arrow so it doesn't seem quite as confused maybe. So gas planned is 200. There is no balance on these, so I don't have to worry about those. The Apple Music I think is $11.99. I should know these by now, you would think, but with the Kindle Unlimited, they're so close. The Apple Music and the Kindle Unlimited are really close in amounts. So Apple Music is $11.76. The storage is $2.99. My investment is always the same. It's $500. My water, I don't have that. I don't have Kindle Unlimited is $12.83. My housing is $16.53.95. So this is rent, internet, trash, sewer. One other thing in here. Cable. So all of that is included in my housing cost. Okay. So I'll look up the other exact amounts. My insurance changes a little bit every month. My phones change a little bit every month. Electric, water. And then these, there's no balance, so there's no plan for those. And so that is plan. I don't have any debt. In this check, I do not do any money to sinking funds because usually this check, I don't have much money left over because I pay all my bills out of this check and I put money in just to make sure that I can cover absolutely everything. And so whatever's left, it'll just go into my buffer. And then when I get paid again, I will make sure my buffer is low enough. So if my buffer gets too high, so most months I would cash flow stuff. So, oh, I see this, I want this, I might just buy it, right? But this month, since it's a no spend month, it'll be a little bit more strict and I won't be just buying stuff randomly. So that money can go here. I also will have, of course, the passport, and passport renewal and hair. And I've already paid those, so those were, I've already paid the hair and that was cash flowed, so I'll get the rest taken care of. So this is how I kind of figure out what I'm going to do with my money. Once I figure out how much I need to take out, I usually break it down about like this. So for the hundreds, it's hard to break a $100 bill. It is so hard. And so really the only place that I break a $100 bill is at the grocery store. So the grocery store, and I usually am spending over $100, right? So I go once a week usually, and I'm spending, $100 at least. So, and then sometimes I will put 100 in for my self care because when I get my nails done, it's If I get a manicure, if I get my nails done and a pedicure, it's right around $100. So sometimes I'll put it there. So the rest is, I don't use $5 bills, so there's no fives, and I always like to have some ones for tips and things like that. Or if I don't have any ones, then I have to go to tens for tips. So it just depends on where I am. A 10 might be totally appropriate, but it may be a, $5 meal at Waffle House. And so they get $10, no big deal. So that's how I kind of decide on my cash, what I want where. And so the 50s, they usually go in self-care miscellaneous because I want them to be a little bit hard to break. I don't want to just say, oh, I'm going to break this $50 for a pack of M&Ms. Like, no, we're not doing that today. So that's kind of like, that is why I do it like that. So this is kind of rambly, much more rambly than I wanted it to be. So I hope that this made sense to someone. I hope that it clicked in someone's brain how I do it. So it's not an exact science, right? It's your budget. It's a living document. So next month, I'm not going to have this $40 for retreat. I probably will still have this medical expense because I still have to get the allergy shots. My food for November is going to be higher because it's Thanksgiving, but I'm going to pull some money out of my holiday food budget. And I even have a sinking fund for this and a savings challenge for food for Thanksgiving now. So, and I won't have this passport expense. I won't have another hair appointment for 4 months. So this is pretty much kind of how it is. So I'll go in, I'll look at my paycheck and my app and all that, and I will go in and look at all my bills, and I will get all of these plugged in today because it is the first of the month and I do not want to wait. And I got paid, I think, on the 29th. And then I have just 2 more paydays this month. This one will be, although this is this month, right? This payday here, October the 27th, is my retirement paycheck, right? So this money will go for November, these bills for November. So this paycheck is these expenses. So I only count these 2 and then my retirement here. So hope this helps. Hope that helps someone. That's how you use your calendar to do your budget and why you need to use your calendar. Because if not, I wouldn't have had that $40. I wouldn't have had that $100 planned in. And I wouldn't have the extra gas money planned in to get to retreat. I wouldn't have the money for the passport or my hair, kind of planned in here. So hope that helps. Have a great day. Bye. Where is my old wallet?